just getting into the Declan Rice conversation, you know, we saw Arsenal made a bid this past week. 80 million, in and around 80 million, rejected. West Ham said they rejected it. West Ham said they felt insulted, that they want obviously a lot closer to the 100 million mark. It appears that Arsenal have made a second bid now at this point, which is maybe about 80 million cash and the rest in add-ons and all that kind of thing, taking it up to about 100 mil. So we're depending on how they want to structure this deal, it looks like we're a lot closer in the ballpark that West Ham want. I think the only saving grace for Arsenal right now is that Rice had previously said he wants to stay in London.
Yeah.
And you know, it seems as if he's previously made some type of at least handshake agreement with Arsenal that he's happy and they've spoken terms and all of that kind of thing. The minute I saw that our bid was rejected, I think it was Fabrizio Romano, I saw him report that Man City are in and around the situation.
Lurking.
Yeah, man. And I think I came into the group chat and I said, right now, all I'm thinking is Arsenal are going to do all the negotiations to see the actual price that these lot will take, and then Man City will just come in and do the mad thing and sweep and take our player. Not do they need him? I don't know. That's another conversation. But like, I don't know if or why Arsenal are finding it hard to do this deal now. What's the issue? You knew what he was going to cost. You're trying to get him on the cheap or whatever it is. I hear it, but at the same time, I don't hear it. Just get the deal done.
Bro, the thing is that, like, I saw a lot when the first bid was rejected, a lot of people saying, oh, if the first bid doesn't get rejected, you've overpaid. And I hear that, but sometimes just slap the cash down, because at the end of the day, whether it's 80, 90 or 100, it's all in the ballpark of it's a crazy amount of money. If it was like, if we sign him for 80 and he flops, or we sign him for 100 and he flops, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Or if he does great, no one's going to be like, oh, you spent too much. Or it's like, we're still talking about £72 million Pepe. So, you know, at this point, just say, okay, I think if anything, maybe it's about how the deal is structured. I'm hoping, rather than, you know, oh, we didn't want to pay so much, because you know he's gonna West Ham are like, this is probably the next I don't even know, like, for West Ham, this is probably the biggest deal they're ever gonna do in their history. You know what I mean? So they're definitely saying we can't let this guy go for it. We have to squeeze out every last pound, make sure the deal works for us, because this is our greatest asset. So I hear it. Just, okay, look, what's the figure? How much you want? Okay, you want 110. Look, let's meet at 100. 105? Okay, let's do 105 million add-ons. Cool. We've already done the personal terms with him. You know what I mean? Let's just get that. Okay, how do you want to structure? Can we give you 50 up front? No, we want 100 up front. Look, we can't do that. How about, you know, I know it's not as straightforward as I'm making it seem. But, you know, I just feel like, because like you said, Man City are lurking. And, you know, these lot will just be like, yo, big man, we've got 120 for you up front. You tell him.
Yeah.
And this is it. And Rice will just look like, okay, you know what? Let me go and cop a couple prems, maybe another Champions League. I'm hearing they're saying they want to put Calvin Phillips in the deal. And he's like, obviously not wanting to go anywhere, because he's just, you know, doing his thing. But yeah, it's just like they have all the pull.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, this is slightly where we lost Mudryk to Chelsea, along with Chelsea obviously promising to help Ukraine and whatever through that deal. Like, ultimately, our structure of the deal, even though we were in and around the same figure, I believe, wasn't as good as Chelsea's.
Yeah,
Chelsea had offered more money up front, and obviously if they've got that money, then whatever. But like, this isn't a reason to be missing out on players if you're getting things done, if you're communicating well. If you're Declan Rice, and Man City come in for you with everything we've just seen, flipping his man them, Carl Walker, Phillips, Grealish on a bender with their 3 trophies, all of them things, Foden. Why wouldn't you join Man City?
Bro, like, I mean, other than the family aspect and maybe trying to coming out of London, you've literally gone down to the best team in Europe, you know, and you're adding to that. My only worry is that where would he play? But again, if Gundogan's out, there's a spot. And I know Pep likes to rotate, You know, he could flick and go in anywhere. Pep will have him playing inverted right back in it's half a season, bro. Like, it'll be, I guess it's just what's important to him, and I guess how he kind of sees himself. But I couldn't blame anyone for going to City at this moment in time. I know, people talk about City about maybe it feeling a bit stale, or it's a bit this, but like, why would you not go? Why would you not? You're going to win. You're going to win things. You're going to get trophies. You're going to play under arguably the best manager of our generation, of all time, potentially. Like, why would you not want that on your resume?
The only thing I can imagine is like, I think one, we know that the rotation, so he may not have a nailed down place. The family aspect, like you said as well, and then maybe he, as the player, might be looking at Pep's now accomplished, I guess, what he wanted to do. How much longer is Pep going to be around? If Pep leaves within the next 18 months, 2 years or whatever, and someone else comes in and it's like hella Pellegrini-ish, and it's not really a guy like that, like hella Pellegrini-ish. and then there's just like hella change all the time, a new manager every 2 years or something like that. You get into that cycle again before you find your next guy. He might not want that. Arsenal, like you say, is London. It's home for him. He's got his family nearby. It's guaranteed starting position. I'm sure he'll be guaranteed to walk into that leadership circle, and be wearing the armband when necessary. And it's a chance to kind of help create this new legacy that Arsenal are trying to create, and not kind of walk into an established one. He can have a successful stint at Arsenal and still end up at City if he wanted to.
He could, yeah. It's not out of the question. I mean, if you're Rice, and you hear that City's in the fray, they're lurking in the background, and your agent's telling you, or you're seeing the news and stuff like that, are you thinking, I want to go to them? Because ultimately, you can just say as a player, I don't want to go to City. And so you kind of force West Ham's hand. I know it's not like a Mudryk situation where they basically sold him to Chelsea, like I said, you're going there, bro. Would you want to go to City? Would you be like open to it if you're Rice?
If I wanted to stay in London and those options in London and stuff, the question is Arsenal the best option then? Like Chelsea is obviously a very unstable, very unhinged team, but like Chelsea don't have any Europe this year. They can just have literally a free charge at the Premier League, like we saw them do a couple of years back with Conte, and they won it. Yeah. So obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. I want to see Declan there. So my instinct is to say, come to Arsenal, bro. But if I'm thinking of it, you know what? From a footballing point of view, it's like different tiers. Like we always talk about Harry Kane. Kane, like he's in the September of his career. It's time to make the big move and just go win a title somewhere. Yeah. Rice is like right in the middle. Calvin Phillips, for instance, he was struggling here at Leeds, the best player in Leeds, but when am I gonna have a chance? Man City come calling, cool. Let me just go sit on the bench and collect a treble. Yeah, like it's like different kind of points in people's career. Like Declan Rice, like I say, I don't want him to do this, but he could sign a 4-year deal at Arsenal and still leave and then enter that Harry Kane stage of his career if he hasn't won anything, that is, and go and win something elsewhere, as long as obviously he keeps his level up. So it's I still think Arsenal will get the deal done. I still think they're in the driving seat. Yeah. Like we were saying when we first talked about this a couple of weeks ago, there's more importance on this deal being done just because of flexing and showing that and pull off the deal of this nature,
of this stature.
Yeah, but Man City, don't let Man City come in and pick up your bones because you lot have messed up in it. Like you flipping dropped the chicken on the floor and now Man City are here sweeping up. Like, don't let that happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. It will just be a horrible look, if City just sweep in, and you know how it goes. Like on Sky Sports, you just see City are now the front runners, and he's heading to Manchester from. Bro, yeah. I think even for the players listening, because they will know Rice, like especially the English boys. it will just be like, again, all these things, it's just psychological warfare, you know what I mean? Oh, can we get the players over the line? Like you said, oh, how come this one didn't sign and this one didn't sign? Why should I come? You know?
Why should I renew my contract?
Yeah, why should I renew my contract? Yeah. I think that hopefully that's why I'm just hoping that all these renewals that we've done will show players that we're retaining the quality, we're not letting people go, and we're using big money to get players back in. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's just hope for the best, really. But I'm hoping that this week, for me personally, this week has got to be final stages. It's got to be, you know, let's get him in, let's get the medical done, photos, and then let's unveil and move on. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to be twirling around this one for too long at all. It's just not.
Time to get the deal done. Let's get the deal done and let's move on.